What's up YouTube? This is Bystander X79 and I'm coming to you today with brand new deck profile for my channel. Burning Abyss for the May 2018 format. Alright guys, just a heads up before we begin, this is not going to be a Sekka's Light build. I personally don't believe that Sekka's Light really is something that Burning Abyss should be playing. That's just my feelings towards it. I mean, other people have other feelings on it. It's just that I feel that there are other options that could be used in this deck besides it to add just a little bit more to the deck. Alright? But with that being said, let's just get into it. Alright, first things first, we're going to be doing our monsters. Alright. Alright. Your standard 3 ofs. You got 3 Farfas. The Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. Okay. When it's sent to the graveyard, you target one of your opponent's monsters and remove it from the field. You banish it temporarily until the end phase, which is great. I mean, it just gets a problematic monster off the field so you can swing big. Alright. And of course, boom, you have 3 copies of Scarm, the Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. Basically, whenever it's sent to the graveyard during the end phase, you get to search your deck for another level 3 Dark Attribute Fiend type monster, which basically are all Burning Abysses, or Torguide if you want. Alright, for the 2 elves, I run 2 copies of Alik, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. Whenever this one's sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your opponent's monster and negate its effect for the rest of the turn. This is actually a very good disruption card. It adds just a little extra spice to the Beatrice plays. Alright. And then, of course, you have 2 copies of Libic, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. Basically, whenever this one's sent to the graveyard, you special summon another Fiend-type monster from your hand to the field with its effects negated, which is great to get another Burning Abyss onto the field and not have to worry about its other effect, which I'll talk about as soon as we get done reviewing all the other Burning Abyss monsters. Now we go into the 1-ofs. Babar, basically, send it to the graveyard, you banish 3 Burning Abyss monsters from your grave, and you can inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent for each card. So you can inflict up to 900 points of damage with this card. Great for end-of-match procedures. I have a Calcab, just to spin back a spell or a trap card that's on the field. Sir, because it special summons from the graveyard, you're going to need him. And of course you also have Graph. When he's sent to the graveyard, you special summon from your deck. Alright. Now, all Burning Abyss monsters also have the ability to special summon to the field when you don't have any back row up, which is great. The other thing about it is that if you have a non-Burning Abyss monster on the field, this card automatically destroys itself. Not good when you're trying to build up your field, but it does play into their send to the graveyard effect, so depending on the situation, you may want to turn around to summon a monster just to turn around and get its effect. Alright, so that's just my Burning Abyss core. I run 14 Burning Abyss monsters onto the direct Fiend support. And of course, we need 3 copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Fiendish Rhino Warrior has 2 effects. The first one is that if it's ever sent to the graveyard, it acts like a Foolish Burial and sends another Fiend-type monster to the graveyard, which is great because you have a ton of targets here to turn around and work. The other effect is that while it's face up in the field, your Fiend-type monsters can't be destroyed by card effects, including their own, which is great to keep your Burning Abyss monsters on the field. Alright. And last but not least, you have Torguide of the Underworld. Special summons a monster right from your deck to the field to go into your rank 3 plays. Typically, she usually is the target for a lot of Ash Blossoming, but if you can bait it out, it won't be that much of an issue. And she's still a 1-of, so you're not going to really see her that much. Alright. onto my little spice deck, I have one copy of Sable Sulcus. So it's a light attribute fiend, which is going to help us out with the boss monsters of this deck. The other cool thing about it is that, yeah, in order to special summon it from the graveyard, you can send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard to special summon it, which just plays into the Burning Abyss effect so well. Alright. And of course, we're also running triple Destiny Hero Malicious, because once it hits the graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard to special summon another one from your deck, and it just adds to the field and allows you to build your field real quickly. Alright, and the Warrior engine in this deck is actually very good. And speaking of the Warriors, we have your boss monsters. Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the Beginning. Alright. You can special summon this card by banishing a light and a dark attribute monster from your graveyard. Alright, you saw Soulkiss. There's a few other light attribute monsters in this. There's plenty of dark attributes as well, so you're going to have plenty of targets to use. And there's a few in the extra deck as well. Cool thing about it is that it can attack twice during the battle phase. It has 300 attack points, which means you're going to be swinging for pretty hard and putting a lot of damage out. And the other thing about it is that it can also remove monsters from the field. Just banish them straight up if you need to get rid of problematic monsters. Okay. Alright, so that was the Warrior engine. Now for the hand traps, of course, you gotta run triple Ash Blossom because it does do a lot of disruption. Stop searching, stop sending from cards from the deck to the graveyard. And what was it? And also, oh yes, stop special summoning from the deck, which is also pretty cool. And of course you have 2 Ghost Ogres just to turn on, pop on, activate it on field effects, which is awesome. And then you have 2 copies of Saruvis the Ancient and Ascended. Basically, running him protects your monsters from being targeted by other card effects by your opponent. So this is actually pretty good. Alright, so that is it for my monster lineup. We're going to go quickly into the spells. Alright, for consistency, I run 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Great for any Dark Attribute deck. Should be run at 3s. Basically, draw 2, banish 1 Dark Attribute. You're very good. Okay, Foolish Burial, because you want to send your cards to the graveyard, whether it be a Burning Abyss or a Soulkiss, or even in a pinch, a Phoenix Rhino Warrior. I do run 1 copy of Mass Change 2 because that does open up 1 card in the extra deck that just can help this deck put an extra level of control onto the field. That's right, Dark Law. And of course, to help deal with back row heavy decks or just back row in general, 3 copies of Twin Twister. This card synergizes well with the Burning Abyss monsters. You discard a card, pop 2 cards on the field, and you just clear the board. Alright, so that's the main deck. On to the extra deck. Of course, we have Dante Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss. Big body, brought off of Beatrice when she's popped. Dark Lore for that Mass Change play. I mean, this card is so awesome. Just to turn around and get its banishing and its search effects going is just adds a whole nother layer to this deck. Alright. Can't run a Burning Abyss monster without 2 copies of Dante. 2 copies is actually all you really need now. You rarely go into a third. He mills the cards to the graveyard, sets up the graveyard. And he's a light attribute, so when he goes to the graveyard, he can act as summon fodder for BLS. Of course, you have DDD Stone King Darius. He's your out to Borload. Lair to grab stuff back that was banished, whether it be by Barbar or Allure of Darkness. And then we have number 47, Nightmare Shark, just in case you go into time. During your battle phase, you can swing directly. Of course, Beatrice, the Lady of the Eternal. You gotta have her in there. Okay, that's it for the Ixies. Going in, we have the Warrior engines. We gotta run the Isolde. Use this with a Dante and a Malicious. Get her out. Search out your BLS. This way you have stuff in your graveyard ready to go. Next turn you just drop them and you can just start swinging or banishing. And then you can actually just link them off if you have to. Alright. 2 copies of Underclock Taker because, hey, what's very good? Having BLS being pointed to this by this card and just being able to lower your opponent's attack and then start swinging. Alright, Topological Trisbana, another card to help deal with back row, and also very good with destroying back row to turn around and inflict burn damage. Triple Burst Dragon, this is great to turn around and just negate effects while it's battling monster. Warlord, because it does cause a lot of problems, can't be targeted, steals opponent's monsters, giving you the ability to swing, and it can't be targeted. And of course, I also have Saruja in there, primarily to turn on and just add an extra boost to your monsters that go on the field, get an extra special summon during a turn, and help fix your hand in a pinch. Alright guys, so that's it for my Burning Abyss deck profile for the May 2018 format. Yeah, it's not a Second Light build, but you know what? This deck does a whole lot of stuff that the Second Light builds do, and it can actually do it a whole lot better. And guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this video on my channel, hit that subscribe button. Enable notifications, ring that bell, make sure you're alerted whenever I throw up a new video, and until next time, peace guys.